94, and Dwarf Fortress wasn't born until at least like 2002. And wasn't publicly available until 2006. The really early access build. Yeah, no, I was playing Drag Slay the year I was born. I think Drag Slay was out in 94, or at least playable. Yeah, so this game is in early access on Steam, and for all I know, it's got mostly negative reviews. I actually haven't looked. It's got 5 reviews, so who knows? It's a mystery. This is in early access on Steam. This released in early access yesterday? Question mark? So, I can't speak to this game's quality. I have 0.2 hours in it. I played half of the tutorial and went, okay, it's pretty straightforward. But it's... I don't know. Looking at the reviews are pretty like, you know, it's a work in progress kind of thing. Seems pretty light on content, but it's definitely one of those games that was sold on aesthetic. Like it's screenshotted really well. I like the look of it a whole lot. I think it's got some neat ideas. And I'm curious to see if it's something that's worth playing right now or if it's something you should wait on. Particularly because like I really like a game called Goblin Camp, which is another game that very few people have played. But I really like what this game is doing and can actually very easily recommend this game. So if you're looking for a really interesting deep city builder that is, you know, different but scratches a similar itch, this is a game that I can wholeheartedly recommend already. I don't know about this one. We'll see. It's a solo dev as well. Yeah, I'm a solo streamer. What's your point? You know, like, I realize it might sound kind of mean, but like, saying that something was a solo dev used to be like something that made me go, oh. And now is like, ah, right, like the other 85 emails I got this week. So like, you know, I respect it, but at the same time, that's game development now, especially the niches that I play, you know? Like that was banished, you know? Like, allegedly that's Manor Lords. I don't know how much I believe that one, but, you know, like that's Of Earth and whatever that other game was called. Yeah, I don't know. There's like, it's like that, Ostriv as well. Yeah, I don't know. Like, a game being a solo developer is just kind of a footnote at this point. Especially because I almost never actually believe it. To me, like, when something says that it's a solo developer, in some cases it's true. In most cases, it's like true asterisk, where it's like, okay, solo developer. It's like, sure. It's just a bunch of Kickstarter backers. But, like, quit blinking. I'm not going to do your damn survey. At least not right now. It's like, how many contractors have you had help? Have I tried Odd Realms? Yes, many, many, many times. I have several hundred hours in Odd Realms. Yeah, it'll be like the developer and then the 2 artists or whatever that were contracted. Actually, these days, solo developer worries me. It's like solo developer and no contractors. It's like, all right, well, if you're the only person working on this thing, then how did you do all of this? It's like Dot Age, like that one developer took him like 11 years or something to make that game. Is Ostriv any good? Ostriv is, by all intents and purposes, great. I haven't played it ever, but all I've ever heard was good things about it. But I've heard very good things about it. And there's one call out for loving Goblin Camp in the YouTube's chat. Me too. Goblin Camp, very good. No, give it a shot. Yeah, it's not a game I've ever gotten around to, but people I trust say that Ostriv is very good, so I trust their word on that. But yeah, Oddrealm is interesting. Oddrealm is kind of like the Terraria to Minecraft and the Dwarf Fortress to Oddrealm kind of thing. It does a lot of things that appear pretty similar to Dwarf Fortress, but its like actual execution is categorically different. The thing that I always found exceptionally frustrating just as a streamer is just trying to explain to people constantly why I think it's interesting and kind of giving up. And then it released into early access, or out of early access and into 1.0, redid the UI and introduced a bunch of bugs and actually had mostly negative reviews for a minute there because like the dev kind of bricked his own game and it had a really rough exit from early access, which is super unfortunate. And I haven't gone back since, which makes me feel kind of bad. But the developer's a cool dude for Oddrealm. I've had a beer with him because he's a Vancouverite. Because you got to learn a lot of stuff to do yourself. Well, it depends on what you're doing and the scale. I mean, like, Path of Acra came out in, like, what was it, like 3 years or something? And, like, that developer did all of the writing, all the programming, all of the engine work. And it's funny, something that I've seen a number of times about Path of Acra is, like, applauding the stylistic choice of being in 4:3 and not being widescreen. According to the developer of that game, Ulsire, he made it not in full screen because he couldn't figure out how. Not because it was a stylistic choice. It was like an unintentional limitation. Like he couldn't figure out how to make the engine render in like widescreen, so he just kind of didn't. But also, yeah, Artel. I mean, for a really long time, it was just like, everything's store-bought assets, which is fine as long as you do something interesting with them. Like, this game has store-bought assets. These animations are default animations, and the look of the people are a Unity/Unreal Engine asset pack. Pretty sure that's the case for the animals as well, but I don't know the animals as well. But like, that's a default animation. So I look at that and I go, and I get suspicious. But that doesn't make it bad, necessarily. Plagiarism is like taking somebody else's work and pretending it's yours, Namek. I could not care less. Wait, when you say Warhammer Enjoyer, are you referring to like Warhammer as in like Games Workshop? If so, I couldn't care less. If you're talking about like the weapon, I don't know. It depends on if I have steel or silver. If I have silver primarily, then I'm making Warhammers for my dwarves. If I have steel, then I'd make axes. But I'd probably make swords or spears because I want to make sure that my woodcutters have axes and swords and spears train quicker. It doesn't really matter to me if they pay them to train on it or not. I want unique creative work, Namek, not an amalgamation of pre-existing work. An amalgamation of pre-existing work is cheaper and less interesting than somebody's own created work, period. So it doesn't matter to me if the company is paying them or not. Like, if an AI company pays Warner Music Group to use all of Warner Music Group's music and make mashup music of that pre-existing music, I still don't want to listen to that even if Warner Music Group is getting paid. That's not what I want. It doesn't matter if it's licensed. I don't want that. And I won't listen to that. And I don't have interest in that. I want something that somebody sat down and created themselves. That's interesting to me. So yes, I will continue to look down upon and squint my nose at amalgamations of pre-existing work. If you're using like a model or an agent to automate programming, that's one thing. But if you are generating art or music, like even promo images, like something that I think is really fucking funny is the amount of games that I get in my inbox these days where I click on it, I go, ooh, this looks like an AI game, and then I scroll down and it's like, AI was used to generate promo art. It's like, You paid $100 to get your game on Steam. I know a couple artists who would draw more better promo art for less than $100 for your Steam page if you just asked them. It's just lazy. That's all it really is. More or less, yeah, our lives. But anyway, I'll say this. I would rather a developer goes out and purchases asset from an asset pack and maybe modifies them slightly or even leaves them as is than generates something new. Like, it cheapens it for sure for me, but I would rather you do that. You'll do it for a pack of sausages? Not even a pack of sausages and a 6-pack and some biscuits? Not even like a meal? Just the sausages? Wow. You're not even getting a full charcuterie out of that. So what is this game? All right. Well, it's 10 a.m. so I think it's time to babble and dive in. So this is Earth of Oryn. This is a game that showed up on Reddit in the format of screenshots. $10 Subway gift card, take it or leave it, suited. This showed up on Reddit, and social media. It's one of those looks really pretty aesthetically things. And I'm curious. I want to see what it plays like and what it ends up being like. If we tab over to the Steam page real quick, this is kind of the Steam page. It seems very Settlers-y. What we were just sort of talking about is like, this game is a solo developer game. And I was just kind of babbling a little bit about how seriously I actually take that statement in the current year. But the reality is, like, it does use some store-bought assets, which I noticed the other day when I was testing it, which are the character models. But I still really like the idea and look of it, and I would like to mess around with it a little bit and see if it's worth your time. It is brand new in early access. It hasn't been out for very long. It released, like, I need to stretch real bad. It released not super long ago. And could not be more similar. You build houses and they both have people in it. That's about where the similarities end, I would say. This is much more in common with like a Banished or a Settlers or a much smaller scale city builder. But we'll be messing around with the starting mission, and if it sticks, then cool. If it doesn't, then eh. And I will go play some Songs of Six after. But this is gonna make no sense to most of you and a little bit of sense to some of you. My Dexcom apparently just like expired, so I'm gonna go replace that. I will be back in like 2 minutes. I'm just gonna run a real quick ad break because I'll be standing up anyway. We're just gonna run in 2 minutes anyways, and then we'll get started if that works for everybody. BRB. Apologies. Hi. I was in the washroom. Chair raid. Hello. Hi, newcomers. I guess we should start the babble over, or we should just dive in. I don't know. This is a city builder that launched into early access yesterday, and I'm curious about it because it looks pretty. That's about it. But welcome, Raiders. Chat, can I get a round of beers to the Raiders? Please don't drown them. What were you up to today? What were you playing? I mean, honestly, blind chair hosting is about right. So you can generate different worlds, and every time I do this, the entire game freezes. And I think, like, OBS stutters too. Like, no, it doesn't. Not as much as I thought it would. But, like, so it's definitely generating a map. Yeah, it looks like I can, like, enter a custom seed if I want to, which is kind of neat. Excited to see someone playing it. Yeah, I don't know. I saw it pop up, like I got a, like it came through. It was kind of surprising, actually. It was like back to back. Also, MPHK5BU, thanks for becoming a YouTube member in the YouTube chat. It was kind of funny because I had this on my wish list for a really long time, and it was like, it released on Steam. Like, you know how Steam will be like, game on your wish list is just released, and then like minutes after that, I got an email from the developer saying, here's a key. I was like, I didn't even need to ask. Cool. So that was kind of neat. A custom Ice Age for map generation? What? Because it's freezing? Haha. So now the question is, do I play the tutorial or not? Probably not. This crow has sworn to teach every ruler with pecking and claws. Listen to its advice or ignore it at your own peril. I did play about half the tutorial the last time I played, so I'm probably good to just do this. Small group of settlers is starting a new life on this land. Help the settlement grow and prove you are worth following. Expansion alone is not enough. Trust must be earned. Why so dramatic? I mean, we could ignore it at my own peril. Peril. Is that how you spell peril? Kind of just looks like a phonetical spelling. Also, this scrolls, but there's nothing to scroll through. That's interesting. Feels like it should fit. Crow seems suitable. Yeah, we could run through the tutorial. Won't take too long. Why? I don't know. Ask them. As in, why did they join? Who possessed you? What's wrong with you people? Don't you know I've never been here before? I wasn't even supposed to be here today. I wasn't. Just babbling. Get fancy thing. Whatever that thing. That kind of looks like the head from Alien. I don't like the idea of a crow calling me dear. Flying in the sky, I've seen many men trample these lands. I'm here to guide you in this new adventure. Is that really how you spell peril? It looks wrong. All right, well, I know we've got your standard spinny spins. I wonder if there's a way to, like, I guess you can't lock it. Corners. Oh, wow, there's actually, like, buttons. Ugh. Okay. I have this thing against games like this that let me tilt the camera up and down if it's isometric. It just makes me feel nauseous immediately, so I won't be doing that much. Fair enough. I mean, if transcription thinks that's right, then it must be right. First of all, let's talk about your situation. You are located in the mountains of Brandford. I really hope that's a real place. It's quite a nice place with abundant lakes and pine forests, but be careful of the freezing winters. Please report bugs. Got it. You will need to influence your citizens by gaining their trust and brainwashing them, and taking care of their happiness by brainwashing them. You can check their overall opinion of on the gauges located on the top right of your screen. I was gonna say that they seem pretty low, but then like they filled up to the middle. Okay, so gold reserve and fulfillment and enjoyment. They like the environment. It's time to ruin it. Mist generators, yeah. We know how this works. On the right gauges, there's a panel with citizens in the count and unemployed citizens count and housing count. Besides the gauges is a list of your gold and available items. Okay, so that's how many of them don't have housing, blah, blah, blah. All right, so the classic. I'm always amazed that games have that still. It's like, if you're gonna have a tutorial, maybe make it so that that don't pop up if I've already rotated the camera. Click on the zoning tools. Yeah, I did all this before. So this lets me make housing, essentially. So they'll just like prop up tents? What am I saying? They'll prop up tents. Unless you put it on a hill, then they won't do it. So I need to queue up 150 housing zone, which I could make bigger, but I'm just gonna build a little tent-filled shanty town. I wonder if they can place them on trees. Probably not. Probably have to chop down the trees to do that. Propping up tents. Yeah, everybody's favorite pastime. Pause the game. Already done that. Speed up the game. Repause the game. That's 1 and 2, and then spacebar for pause. Important notifications. Got it. Guess I can close the housing tool now. Click on the build button and click on the highlighted prefabricated button. So something that this game does, it lets you like build custom buildings. Like, let's see if I can find it actually. It might tell me. Like there's a lot of little modifications you can make to the actual like structures, which is neat. But they want me to make a farm hut. So let's go down here maybe and make a farm hut. Don't actually know how close this needs to be. Let's say, rotate, sure, vertical offset. So I can rotate you, or I can do like, okay, that like isn't, oh, I see, it's like raising it up, got it. Got it. I wonder why you would do that. Generate a random build. Shortcut exclaim. What the heck is exclaim? Like, I have no idea what that would be. But anyway, let's... Sure, but like... I mean... It's not... Because holding down shift lets you raise and lower. Right? So that's what shift does. But exclaim? Like enter maybe? No. Shift? Nope. Question mark? Nope. Backspace? No problem. Calamate. I also need an exclaim button. I'm exclaiming right now that I need... Anyways, I should just not worry about this. Let's just rotate you once and plunk you down over here somewhere. Then select the farm. Let's build that. Yeah, well, we've done that. So now I just need them to build it. Need more storage for potato seeds. Storage. Stockpile. Kerplunk. Should it be caps lock? I mean, that did nothing when I hit it, so. So when your ex fleeced you for your divorce? Yes, my divorce that I definitely had. These are really glowy. Is there a way to turn down the glowing? It's like, oh, there's UI scalings. That's nice. I don't see any, like... Oh, is that just when it's in windowed mode? That's just when it's in windowed mode. I'm sorry, hold up. Why are you capping the FPS? Oh, I see. The lowest is 20. I read that at the bottom is like, it's capping it at 24. I was like, why are you doing that? Okay, 60 is fine. Whatever. It's very Nintendo-esque. Badooms. Then I have to make a field for it. Harvest zones. Create zones where farmers can farm. So when I did this tutorial initially, I made this massive, and they weren't able to keep up with it. And then I was looking at the... Are they all stuck? Why are they all humping the wall? Probably because they're looking for a farm to go farm. No, they just have nothing to do, so they're just like annoyed. And I made it massive, and then the game was like, well, they can't harvest all that. And so then I was like, well, I guess I need to go look at the screenshots. So I went and looked at the screenshots on the Steam page, and then they were like much smaller. I'm like, I think I made them too big. So I'm gonna just do that. Farmers are employed at the farm can now start working. Cool. Quick build. Lumberjack. He's a lumberjack and he's okay. He works all night and he sleeps all day. Is that how that song goes? Okay, where actually is the door on this? Okay, so door is like right there, so I could do like that. Although probably actually like right this. Yeah. None of that is true, Clad Izzle. I can't believe it either, in fact. I love just the wait for your citizens to bring resources. I do like the little tents. Little tents are a nice touch. Everything is very shiny. There's a lot of bloom on everything. I don't think so. I want to say that I clicked on it and I have the naming turned off because I wasn't positive. Yeah. I don't see a way to name citizens. I want to say that like
You're not there.
that like citizen speech sounds like a person on a microphone behind their computer. I want to say it was Goblin Camp that didn't let you do that, and then they added it, and it was like super janky, and I could name somebody with a name that was so long that like it went off the screen. I was like, excellent, don't ever cap the amount of like text that I can put above a person's head. Your settlement is attracting new people. I don't even think you could actually like name your settlement. So, your settlement is attracting new people. 3 more people are on the way. Oh no! Anyways, can you dig a hole in the ground in this game? So there's a shovel button and a terrain button, and you can change the relief. Change the relief. So there is like a money cost, but yes. Yes, you can. We can make a really big hole. That could be the goal, you know? The town of the really big hole. The year is 420. I beg your pardon? Where's the year? Oh yeah, you're not wrong. That's the default, man. That's saying something. Click on the zoning tools button and then chop down trees. Oh, it wants me to select 5 trees. But I select 47, so maybe don't select all 47, just 5. Select the town center, connected workers, make 2 more positions available. I don't know what those do. Where it belongs and who it's connected to. That doesn't answer my question, game. I have a plus 40 trust aura and a happiness aura and a builder modifier. Does it make them build faster if there's people working in the town center? I guess so. Oh, hey, there's a little compass up there. That's nifty. I also like the day-night cycle and the fact that temperatures are in correct degrees. Many jobs will be completed faster this way. That's okay. It's like an administrative task, I suppose. Okay, so now I need to mine rock. Chat knows what happens after rock, right? It's rock and something. I can't quite recall. I guess that's the door. Sure, yes. Rock and roll. It's definitely what I was thinking of. It says 10C. It's in the very center of the screen. Rock and stoned hobo. I don't think hobo's here today, but...
No.
Whew, a leg spike. Why are you glowing, sir? We're trying to reach position. Why don't you halo reach position?
Yeah.
It's a little weird that there isn't, like, 2 speed ups. It's just, like, slow and fast. I'm very used to games having slow, medium, and fast.
Oh.
Or, like, fast and faster. So now you want me to select 5 rocks. 1, 2, 5, 4, 3. Done. Now you want me to build roads. How about bike lanes? Can we talk about this? I can do better than just roads. The question is... Oh, there it is. Oh, I see. I see. Way to make path. Way to make path. Check. Got it. Okay, I need to make 10 roads. 10 roads or 10 road tiles? These are 2 very different things, game. Let's also see how it behaves with me moving stuff after I've queued it up. Boom. Watch me run out of resources before I finish the tutorial. Then have to, like, you know, go gather more resources to be able to finish the tutorial. Next thing you know, they'll want lecture. Yeah, actually, I haven't built a well yet. That's a little weird. I think the icons are way too fucking glowy. Like, I get that it's an aesthetic, but I'm having a really hard time actually looking at them. Something is already placed here. Yeah. Hold on. Are you telling me that they built underground? I think they built underground. Nope, nope, okay. Now it's letting me do it. Nope. That's fucky, man. So if I close all panels, no, okay. Terrain tools, no. How do I built a road underground and now I can't delete it. Can I delete it? How do I get rid of road? Game, you're giving me trust issues. Ha! Now see, now I can see it. It's right there. But now I've got this one. So if I raise this back up, it's now half covered. How to unroad. Yes, I would like to unroad this game. I'm wasting all of my money just moving this dirt around trying to de-road this road. Oh, I see. Destroy building. There we go. I figured it out. Neat. Making progress. I got roads stuck in dirt and then had to fix. Well, okay. I'm actually not even positive if there's any real difference between them. Oh, I see. It literally just gives them a slightly higher trust rating, which is pretty bad, admittedly, at the moment. Anyway, we need a laboratory and an assembly. Let's go back to buildings. Okay, I'm gonna put a laboratory. I really find seeing the door difficult, and I'm not even positive that they need access to it. So that's the assembly, and then this will be the laboratory. That's a door. And there's 2 doors? Okay. WTF, 2 doors? Man, I really love the self-assembling scaffolding. It's crazy technology these people have for the year 420. That sounds like a very good use of your money, Smoking Top Hat. There's a game called, oh geez, Mashinki, I want to say? Some otters? That has very similar terrain to this as well and looks very good. Also, OpenTTD recently put out a massive fucking patch. Did they break my road again? God damn it, they broke my road again. We got 5 new... I can't even build a road above ground, and you're showing up here? That seems like a mistake. This is where you show me the tech tree, right? A place to create rules. My rule is no building roads below ground. Workplace, default priorities. Okay. Open tech tree. Okay, this is a very... This is the first pass on this. Oh, I see. Okay, so we've got fireplaces. I can set fire in any places if you want. We've got... chat, put some fire in the chat, please. We've got hydraulics. We've got stone buildings. Decorative buildings. I didn't know we already had them, but that's specifically new ones. That's wood. What am I building them out of right now, then? That looks like wood. Unlocks new business places. I like business places. I am a business place. I gotta say that there's some conflicting styles in here. Like, it kind of feels like a very... Like, the actual map itself in here feels very coherent, but I'm getting a lot of, like, conflicting aesthetics in the menus. SimCity 2000, you love it too. I mean, that's a very similar era. It's like OpenTTD or TTD in general, Roller Coaster Tycoon, SimCity, same era. What do you want me to do next? Research taxes. No, I want to be communist. Wait, and I want to not have taxes and instead just balance everything out and have no personal ownership of anything. That's how we correctly brainwash these people. How else am I going to become an overlord empire if you don't let me be corrupt from the get-go? I take all money. How can we tax the rich? Well, okay, screw the taxes and everything. I will just take everything and tell you what you can have. How's that? Open tech tree. Let's okay, so there's, wait, hold on. So hang on a second. In the laboratory, I've got research and upgrades. Got it. And then in the assembly, I have research. Got taxes and order. And citizen tax? Hold on, I have to tax my taxes? The fuck is wrong with that hand? Hold on a second. Citizenship tax increases settler attractiveness or decreases settler attractiveness. So me taxing my citizens makes them ugly is how I read that. I'm assuming that means that less people want to move here? Yeah, that's definitely like some weird anime looking hand. This is what I mean by conflicting aesthetics. Feels weird. It's definitely what feels like placeholder art, I hope. I mean, that hand makes me less attractive. Service brings citizenship. I think there's military in this game. My accountant couldn't be happier. I have an accountant? There's citizens on the other hand. I mean, based on my research, that's the citizen's hand. They're just like dropping their money. Naturally. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be an evil person, like, picking up the coins, but to me it just looks like smacking the coins out of somebody's hand. Exchanging goods for money is key to your colony. I don't know. I don't know, game. You can buy items or you need from them, or sell the ones that you don't need from them. Okay. You can start by building a market. That is definitely a building that I've seen, which is in here. Does this have a strict door? Or is it just kind of a... I don't really like this little plateau. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to here. Okay, this is my biggest issue with this game right now. You've given me land manipulation tools and stuff floats when I remove land from beneath it. That yes, person. Uh-huh. Ain't great. Okay, game. Excuse me. Why is shrub in the way? Shrub is an impassable obstacle, it turns out. Money can be exchanged for goods and services line from The Simpsons. It's a good line to go for. Yeah, like they have to bribe me to live here, Ishmael. That's very accurate, actually. It's just odd wording, I guess, but I don't know. That can be a lot of things. I will say, I don't like a lot of these icons. They just don't fit the game, in my opinion. Like, I think that my opinions of this game have been very colored by the actual citizens themselves, because these are a Cinti pack. So to me these just look, whenever I see something like this and I go, oh, those are default assets from like a Unity or like Unreal Engine pack, I immediately just default to, oh, now everything, I'm just like looking for store-bought assets. Does anybody else do that, or am I just like broken because I see so many games? Because whenever I see these character models, I immediately just start calling everything into question. Like, when you zoom out, it's really pretty. But when I start looking at it closely, it's like, oh, okay. I mean, it's 0.1.1 version or whatever in early access. So yeah, absolutely, but... it's for sale, for whatever that's worth. And I was given a key for this. It's like noticing a mistake in the magic show and then you spend the whole time looking for mistakes. Yeah, kinda. Like, it takes me out of it. Like, I've seen games that use these assets before, but, like, modify them quite a bit. Where, like, because to me the big giveaway is, like, the eyebrows. And, like, the way they walk, because this is the default animation, like, the kind of, like, they stick their arms out a little bit like that, and they kind of walk like this. Like, they walk like they've got a stick, like a thorn up their rear. And when I see that, I'm like, ooh, like, you could have done something to them, because now I'm just, like, looking at all the icons and going, like, do I recognize this from somewhere? Do I recognize this from somewhere? Is, like, this whole UI element from somewhere? Like, I've played games before where I'm like, oh, this is a really nice UI, and then, like, 6 months later, I see the exact same UI in a different game, and then I feel really dumb. You can now set what you want to buy and sell by clicking on the building. Yeah, or like rolls of hay or something. I mean, $17 is pretty cheap, but like there are other games that are much more developed than this for $17. Smoking Top Hat. I mean, like we were talking a minute ago, right, about like game that's on sale, and now I'm blanking as to which one it was, but the Hooded Horse game. I know it's published by Hooded Horse. I can't remember the name of it now. You can set what you want to buy and sell by clicking on the building. I think this might be better if I make the UI smaller, because the UI just kind of feels giant. And I know that it has UI scaling options, so let's scale the UI down a little bit. Like, this feels like it's supposed to be smaller. Okay. I was kind of hoping it would extend this and fit more in, but it still feels better. Okay, so am I selling this to my people? Okay, so stone's going up, wood's going down. See, now this is suddenly interesting. It's weird that it's just quantity, not quantity over. Increase worker capacity. Oh, okay. Is that like just for that one building though? Yeah, like there's a lot of little touches in here that are very good, but like that slider noise, and this is why I say that like when you have something that's purchased, I suspect everything. Like this whole UI element could be purchased. Yeah, I mean like Odd Realm is a very, very, very good money investment at this point. And also like I mentioned earlier, like this is a very early game in early access, and they're being direct about that. Like, so like all I'm trying to do right now is just point at things that I would think are things that would turn me off from this. I'm not trying to sell this game to anybody. I'm just curious. But a game that, oh wow, Marathon's got a Steam page now. A game that I would recommend to people if you want a game that looks kind of like this, that has had quite a bit of development and has a ton of content, is this. It's a little bit more expensive. I mean, it's $25.99 Canadian, whatever that is in America dollars, so it's like $20. But this is a game that's got a ton of content for what it is. Like I'd say there's probably 50 to 70 hours, maybe more in this thing. And it's got a lot of really interesting like simulation focused systems that are like procedural, which make for some really neat mechanics. So, yeah. That is something I would recommend if you want something that looks like this. Until I've played this enough to where I can, recommend it or not. Maybe if you, put out a free demo on itch or something. But this was Kickstarted, right? I actually don't know how well when the Kickstarter for this was. Let me look. Wow. Okay. So it was estimated to release 2025 January, so it's been delayed by a year. I would say Odd Realm is worth it, but so this is the reason I stopped streaming Odd Realm, Reinhardt. Odd Realm is like Terraria to Minecraft in the way it approaches all of its mechanics. So it looks aesthetically like Dwarf Fortress, but almost everything it does is so categorically different that it's like, I don't even see the two in the same headspace. Like, they are very different games. Like, Odd Realm is a small goal-focused game where you have multiple nope, nobody remembers No More. Odd Realm is a game where you have multiple different playable races that are so completely different that, like, they feel like you're playing a different game. And there's, like, written characters that appear in Odd Realm. For reference, Odd Realm is this. Like, there are written characters that you can find in, like, dungeons that exist underground. And, like, it has similar elements and, like, a similar camera angle to Dwarf Fortress, but it is a very different game. It's not a Dwarf Fortress clone. Like, it very much stands on its own 2 feet. The problem with Odd Realm is it's just as obtuse as Dwarf Fortress in a lot of ways, and kind of a pain in the dick to learn. But I do recommend this game, especially at that sale price. It's fucking cheap as hell. Okay, so select your resources market and configure it to sell 20 stone. Build 2 barrackses. All right, it's time for Luigi. Okay, once again, where's your doors? I really wish it would give me little arrows where the doors are, even if the game doesn't require them, because it does kind of irk me a little bit that, like, I have no clear indication of what direction a building is facing when I'm placing it.
Mm-hmm.
No, well, the obtuseness in Dwarf Fortress is like the difference between a bin, box, and a barrel and a bag, and like what they're used for and how they're used and how they function, and like a coffer, a chest, and a box, or like doors and portals, or like tubes and pipes, or like boulders and blocks and why they're different. It is getting better, certainly, but like that first 20 hours is kind of what I'm talking about. Like the initial, I'm learning this game right now, and it's included tutorialization and or the like outside fan tutorialization. That's what I mean when I say that it's obtuse. Not that it's like, you know, unlearnable or anything. Like, that's far from the case. And it's absolutely learnable, and it's certainly easier to learn than it was. But when I'm talking about it being obtuse, that's kind of what I'm referring to. Is that, like, there are things in-game that are not very well explained. Or, like, why are scrolls a tool? Why is a pot a tool? Why is that in the tools section? That kind of thing is what I'm talking about. This game does have a demo as well. I think I should state that, actually. With me being all nitpicky. Yeah, this game has a demo. So it does have that. But I think that, like, while on paper, yes. Like, demos are great, but for developers, they're terrible. They're great because, you know, they give you the opportunity. Is this full? They give you the opportunity to test your game and learn stuff, right? But they're also terrible because they're a lot of work to implement, and they don't pay the bills. So on one hand, yeah, no, I agree. Demos are good, but demos are a blessing and a curse because people expect them, and they expect them to be full developed games, more or less. And that's just not realistic for a lot of developers. Hire 8 soldiers. So I'm assuming you mean add these. Yes. So I can hire 4 soldiers per barracks. At some point, you might like to get more insight about your colony. Open the dashboard menu. Oh, okay. I think I ended up in that menu at one point. feels clunky. Everything is so glowy. Looking for water. Collecting water. I'm detecting a problem here. Research a carpentry. I think we need water, man. Although first we're... Okay, that is carpentry. Currently researching carpentry. Well, it also seems like there's water. It's just down here. Which, by the way, looks really pretty, once again. I do wish there was less bloom on everything. But, yeah, see, they're all walking down here constantly. But instead, they're having me research carpentry, so, yeah, no. Oh, I see. It goes all the way around. That's kind of funky. But, like, how to get liquid in a minecart is what I mean when I'm talking about Dwarf Fortress being fiddly. Or how do you make a pump stack work? That's what I mean when I say that Dwarf Fortress is obtuse. The basics of Dwarf Fortress have never been difficult. Well, looking at them was the difficult part. But, like, actually playing the basics of Dwarf Fortress was never what made Dwarf Fortress difficult. It's the, like, why did water flood my fort instantly for no reason? Sort of thing. Or why did my frame rate go to 0? Well, how are you supposed to know to look for a cat in a tree? Although that's not really an issue anymore, but... Let's just speed up time. Finish this up. New buildings unlocked, okay. Settlers will arrive with some seeds, but you will need to buy or produce more seeds to increase your harvest. Why did you jiggle like that? Research salesman. What? What about water? But, like, water. Okay, fine. I'm seeing people complain about lack of housing. So while the game is doing other things, it seems like I just have tall houses, right? Okay, house and tall house. What's the difference? Okay, so one has 3 people in it and one has 4 tall people in it. Same sleep rate. Okay, well, let's make them some hosses. So just to give you guys an idea on my taste in city builders, just a wee bit here. Which one of those is the fucking door? I really like a city builder that does 2 things, primarily. I really like a city builder that looks really aesthetically pleasing and also has something interesting or unique about it. The main reason I recommend people play Goblin Camp is because Goblin Camp has a lot of interesting under-the-hood systems and a really interesting simulated environment with a aesthetically pleasing but also, like, compelling little city builder in the middle of it. Frostpunk made me very motion sick, actually. The way the camera constricts whenever there's frost on the edges of the camera made me feel really sick. And I found the fact that it's just like, here's a story kind of boring, actually. Like, that, I bounced off of Frostpunk pretty hard. So not in the slightest. But I like a game that has an interesting mechanical system under the hood. I also quite enjoyed a game called End Zone. I thought End Zone was pretty okay. But a game like Foundation, I kind of hated. And not because I think Foundation is bad by any stretch. I just think it's really boring. Like, there's not enough going on in it that I want to play it for more than a pretty short period of time. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a not worth your time or money. It's just not a game that I am going to spend any considerable amount of time on. I haven't played Minecraft seriously since like 2011, so don't know what that is. Well, I mean, I know what Minecraft is, and I assume that's a mod, but no idea what Mine Colonies is. They want a seeds market. Is that a separate? I do appreciate the search bar. So wait, this looks exactly the same as the market. I'm doing a lot of things right now, and I'm not entirely sure as to why. Trust is really low. I wonder. Environment. Okay, let's get rid of seeds. Okay, so none of these... Those increase happiness. Bench... Hold up. Flower garden increase happiness more than bench? I disagree. I think bench increase more than flower garden. Okay, graves increase trust. Interesting. I do like... Okay. I got all these... I'm 99% certain this is from an asset pack. I've seen these gravestones before. Just like building gravestones with no purpose. But like, I do like all these decorative assets, but like, this is very asset store-ish. Please keep walking around these. Thank you. And a bench. Do they? Okay, they do. I wonder if they sit on them. It's kind of quaint. I also don't know if I have anywhere near enough. Hold up. That. Chat. Is that really what they're calling grain? Hadn't heard of this one? I've seen like screenshots of it periodically. It was apparently kickstarted. Johanning. It's been on my wish list for a while. I'm trying to decide if I'm regretting that decision or not. Cereal? You're calling grain cereal? Is that really a generic term for grains? YouTube chat says it would be nicer if they were all cat people. I mean, there's Whiskerwood and that Frog City builder. Okay. Today I learned. Not the word I would use, but... So what the hell does a seeds market sell? Is that just specifically for seeds? Okay. Potato seeds. I seem to be just like acquiring them. Let's just pause game for a second. So do I have to manually set this? Enemies have been spotted headed towards your settlement. Prepare your defenses with walls and military. Okay. Select some units, maintain control to make your cursor display the combat options. Eh. Eh.
Yeah,
Worried.
I don't know why I'm mildly surprised by this. Okay, well I can just continue, so maybe we'll just do that. So there was no enemies, and it's like, kill all enemies! To which I have to say, okay, did I do it, boss? That... Sorry, there's something about that I find really fucking funny. I'm ready to defend. Am I? So did I finish the tutorial then? Can I make you go away now? Or do I have to, like, start over?
Jönöl.
Jönöl.
Karpunjar.
What do you think, chat? Should we question our leadership? How we feeling? They sound so bored. like they just sound so... Did it say eatable? I thought it said edible, but I'm a little right now, mostly because I haven't seen enough, but I think, I mean, how long have we given this? 70 minutes? I think let's give this another hour and see where we're at and go from there, chat. What do we think? I mean, I'm doing it, so. I feel like I haven't given a game a fair shake if I haven't left the tutorial yet. There's a lot of odd choices of words, which I think kind of boil down to just early access game probably made by somebody who doesn't speak English primarily. Expansion without trust will lead to doubt. Authority without care will not last. Build a place worth believing in. They want me to start a religion? Worth believing in. What he said. All right, let's make a farm. Although, what's my starting food? It does say edible. It doesn't say eatable. You guys are slandering the video game. Not that it doesn't deserve it, but I think what I need to see is I need to see this game do something that is interesting and unique, or it's gonna lose me pretty quick at this point. Although something I do think is interesting is because the game is pretty focused on materials, I do wonder how much of the game is going to be built entirely around like buying and selling stuff. So like I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna see if I make a resource market and a stone miners camp. Can I just simply purchase food? Like, that's something I'm kind of curious about, because I didn't actually scroll that far down in the resource camp. So let's take a look, because I'm actually kind of curious about that. It said eatable on cereals and grains. Okay, well, we'll have to see that when I get that into the inventory again. I will say game's literally unplayable because I can't rename my citizens, so let me rename my goddamn citizens. I'm trying to think where I've seen a UI with elements like this before, because I've seen a very similar looking one. It's probably like a customized version of something else. Pop, 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 pop. You should go look at a game, Travenoid, called Mashinki in YouTube chat. Okay, so can I purchase food here? No, okay, so that's specifically wood and stone. Also, holy shit, where did all those wheat seeds come from? Was it because I built that? I mean, I guess so. Auto replace default priorities. Huh? Drag this cell to reorder. Okay, so there is only one priority on that. I got it. What happens when I open this tech tree? So that just increases the worker capacity for that building, I guess? Archeries, manufacturers, what's this do? Can employ one worker to manufacture, can transform items into more valuable ones, straw into bread, crunchy cookies, flour, planks, wheat seeds, potato seeds. What? Oh. So because I've got a high wood supply, people are happy. Interesting. I do like all these little graphs. These graphs are nice. Laboratory. Assembly. Okay, so for markets, there is the resource market. Later, I got the seed market, which I'm assuming I could research. I'm also going to... Oh, I see. Remove tools. That's good to know. I didn't see that earlier. Oh, wow. Okay, so it does let you cut. I was... You can do harsh ledges, so that's good. It's a little dark. Can't see shit. Wonder if that limits things' ability to move. Spoopy wolf sounds. I haven't seen much in the way of wildlife, but there's wildlife on the main menu. At least not that I've noticed yet. Okay, so let's go. I'm broke now. Actually, I'm not that broke. Just gonna do tall houses because you get higher capacity with them. Is that the front door? Looks like it. Four, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Okay. Half a 12-inch pizza. That's a tiny pizza. Looks a bit like the Sims UI. Yeah. It feels like the Fortnite. It's kind of a similar color to the Fortnite UI, but I wouldn't say this feels like the Fortnite UI. That's like my old joke of everything is Minecraft. Research. So they wanted me to go tech tree that. Gets me new wooden buildings, gets me stone-based buildings. Kind of wish I could queue up multiple things, but... We made it! The land is empty and unforgiving. The people looked for you to direction, but no one knows yet if you deserve their trust. Okay, well, that's a whole lot of nothing. Oh, there's a little thingy above the laboratory when it's researching. That's nifty. Am I just, like, out of stone? I'm just out of stone. So they do seem to go out and mine stone when you need stone, which is kind of neat. Okay, so you can have up to 4 residents. Why is there only 1 resident? Cannoli you, Mr. Cannoli here, seems to have taken up residence in the only house that's completed. That's very kind of you. That's a fucking huge-ass step up into there, let me tell you. You'd be a bit more... yeah, I mean, especially, like, if, like, wood was the catalyst as to whether or not you lived or died, right? Of cold or exposure in the winter. I'm going to turn up the price for wood. Pretend it's real life. Mostly because I've got a stockpile of wood, and I want to pretend that it's expensive and rare. All right, well, we've got our houses up. Population is growing. I mean, it better be, because we have a lot of residences available. City's attractiveness is going up. their trust is dropping, but happiness is skyrocketing due to the houses. Now, I have a question. Do roads increased happiness? Okay, roads increase trust, which I question. That it's like if the existence of roads increases trust, then Texas would be the most trustworthy place. Buc-ee's would be the most. Actually, you can trust in their bathrooms. So, can I can't raise. Okay, so I can't do the roller coaster tycoon thing and raise the roads up. Can I right click? Ooh, I can. Can I right click and hold? No, I can't. So that should increase trust. And the food hasn't actually dropped yet.
No.
You ordered 2 kilograms of citric acid in powder form. That completely negates the effectiveness of my meds. Citric acid is kind of scary to me. An ad is about to run, and I need to go do something right quick. So I'm just going to pause the game. I will be right back. Hi, back. Ads are still running. Not really related to much of anything, but this past Saturday, I started Hungarian hot wax peppers and fire chilies and shishito peppers. So I've got seeds started for all those. I just keep seeing seeds in game, and it's making me think about plants. And also on the Discord, I posted a picture of the current blooms that the orchid my mom gave me is putting out. If you want to see orchid blooms and orchid buds. Have I ever played Diplomacy is Not an Option? I played a bit of it. Not on stream, though. That's very much kind of a They Are Billions type thing, yeah? With a lot of, like, comedic flavor, I guess is the way I would put it. Also, thanks to those of you who've tuned into this, by the way. You know, it's always fun to try out something new, even if it doesn't land perfectly. I do appreciate the crowd for the day. This is a crowd-funded channel, so I make a living doing this because people throw money my way. If you guys want to see my most recent like silly side project, if you're on the Twitch side, there is a command which is !legends. But if you're on YouTube, just open up another tab and go to the URL legends.blindirl or legends.blindirl.net. And you can see the Dwarf Fortress Legends for the current world that I'm playing. I'm hosting this on my server, running through Cloudflare tunnel, so you don't destroy me. But yeah, it sometimes takes a little while to load things, and that's just because I haven't given the virtual machine that much RAM. But you can currently go through the world with hot springs in it. I think I should be able to. Yeah. This is my current world, if that's something that interests you. But yeah, if you enjoy the way we do this, I am allowed to you know, make a living doing this because people tune in and watch and have hats next to their name and throw bits and subscribe and all that. So if you are watching the channel and you like the way we do things here, do consider using a Prime subscription if you happen to have one, because those really do keep me funded. And thanks to those of you who've tuned in today. I get to do this job because people tune in and watch. Wouldn't be here if people didn't tune in and watch. We need more storage for wood. They always do. And Next, they're going to tell me that wizard need food badly. And I'm going to ask them, who said that you are a wizard? Mr. Need Food Badly.
Oh.
I do have to say, it's kind of mean of the tutorial to be all like, and here are enemies that are coming. Now it's time to make barracks. And then, like, the tutorial ends before the enemies actually fight with you. It's whelming. I'll put it that way. Also, is there such a thing as a bigger stockpile? Because I, like, I'm going to end up with, like, 400 of these, like, next to each other. Let's also go here. Gather resources. Mining tool. And I think go to the mining camp. And throw 2 more permanent workers in there. This should increase trust a wee bit. Hold up. Are they walking through the buildings? Like, did you just...
Oh.
Are they walking through the buildings? I'm trying to figure this out now. Oh, no, okay, they do walk in and out of the buildings. The doors open and shut, which is nice. Huh. Well, they're going to go up there and start farming. I do love, like, the look of the map when zoomed out and in motion looks very nice. Things look kind of rough and hodgepodge when you zoom in. The biggest issue I have with this game, Stratature, is the actual, like, little civilians themselves are using Cinti packs. And that in and of itself isn't a problem. But the second I see a game using Cinti packs, especially if it's like a game that's that the aesthetics of it make me want to play it, I then go, okay, how much of this is an asset pack? And my brain just like flips a switch and I just start looking for purchased assets. It's like a sickness that I have. I should make a seeds. Oh, I can't actually. I need to go to you. Tech tree. Carpenter workbench. Unlocks new wooden buildings. Well, I'll do that. Oh, never mind. Can't because I don't have enough gold. Okay, I'll do this one then. And you, what do I have a bunch of? I got a bunch of wood. Let's sell a bunch of wood. And then maybe sell it for less because they don't seem to be selling. I'm also supposed to research taxes, right? Which I also haven't researched. Okay, so upgrades does not equal research. Oy. I don't see anything new in there. That probably gives me the seed market. No, it doesn't. It's resource. Oh, there's seed market. Why are you at the bottom? You weren't at the bottom in the tutorial. That's weird. They are clipping through the buildings? Okay. It's like kind of hard to, yeah. Well, the thing is, like, you can also like see into the buildings. Wait, hold up. Are you just stuck back there? So I think what's happening is they are clipping through the buildings and using it as a way up here. But instead of like climbing the little cliff, they're like rubbing against it with their faces for a bit. And they don't seem to prioritize the roads. Although maybe I could build paths because I know there's paths as well. Yeah, I think this might be like a wait on it game. that's just my current feeling, but... Let's see what they're able to build, put together. Less doomsday than Seed Vault? Well, Seed Market is like a store for buying and selling seeds. A Seed Vault is like for long-term storage. So this isn't for storage. This is for purchasing. This is a market. No, don't buy, just sell. It's very hard to accurately adjust this. Can I click on this? Yes, I can. Okay. Paul Harvey, thanks for the 37th month. Don't forget, chat, a Prime subscription a day keeps the annoying streamer away. Actually, it's more like a Prime subscription every couple hours, but... They are not happy with the environment. Wonder why. Is it the lack of food? Is it the fact that I'm taxing them now? I think I'm taxing them. Okay, I want to know what fire do. And also, I should probably open this up. You know, the more I look at this, the less it means. Be More Orange, thank you very much for the 12 months. Appreciate you. Chat, can I get a couple beers for those 2 resubs? Okay, so I made a little bit of money in the summer. That's interesting. I had like another, I had like the new citizen tax thing, but it's just like not here now. Which is weird. That's almost a hype train, chat. Rev, thank you very much for the 32 months. All right, well, let's hope people buy stuff. Because I also have a ton of stone. Oh, there we go. Sold a little bit. Okay, so things are buying stone. That's something. Let's increase the price of this to 1 per rock. And quantity 40.
We love BLINDIRL, yeah, everyone honk honking eternally and forever always.
Are you really selling for 0? I'm giving wood away for free, chat. How did I manage that? Can I not set you to 1? Okay. Weird. Well, that explains a lot. Yeah, also you are right. The wheat says eatable, not edible. I also literally can't afford this building, so we have to wait until we get a little bit of money. They do seem to prioritize the paths a little bit more, but yeah, they're just like clipping through their houses. Hey chat, can I get a couple more beers for Bonesaw? Also, that's a hype train. Needs 3 subscriptions to level up or $14 in bits. What in the shit is going on up here? My cereal field is degrading. I don't know why. Apparently we need more storage for wood. Oh, I see. We are hitting winter. Maybe that's why they're degrading. There's lanterns. Darius! Thanks for the first gifted subs of the stream. Oh, I see. There's a little fire thingy. Yet these don't seem to provide much outside of just fire points. It's a bit non-specific as to what I'm actually doing here. It let me place it on the road, but didn't actually build it. That's really funny. Market price 0.2. I wish there was just like a set it to market price instead of having to like very specifically do that. Strange, man. You are manufacture. Add production. Plank. Commonly used to potato seeds. Let's make bread? So that does what? Flour and water. Ah, okay. So how I water get? Better question. How I get flour? Well, like, okay, I don't have $12. Hey, Chad, I need $12 so that I can, how can I get water? I mean, that's something I'm trying to figure out, Chain's World. It seems like I need to make $12. And once I'm done making $12, then I should be able to upgrade hydraulics. Also, the hype train right now needs $5 in bits or 1 subscription, 1 prime sub or resub will do it. Lighting needs some work in the winter, that's for sure. I think that it shows the humidity. I don't know, chat. What's your guys' impression of this? That's something I'm real curious to know. What's your impression of this game so far? I know I haven't built any walls or seen any combat yet.
Ooh.
Gameplay good? Meh. I don't know.
No.
Oh, hey, that thing appeared again. Hold up. So, I can destroy this, or I can just destroy the road. I can't destroy the plant box without destroying the road. That's silly. It has a demo. I would try that. I wouldn't currently recommend this. It's okay. It hasn't done anything particularly of note, aside from having some suspicious looking icons and animations and a lot of clipping. Oh, it wants me to reach an overall trust of
No.
okay, well. Infrastructure. Walls and fences. Actually, I wonder. If I build a fence along the top of this, I wonder if that'll stop them from climbing that wall.
Oh.
But like this stuff's interesting, so I kind of want to mess with this a little bit. Low stone wall. Stone wall. Can Can I not click and drag? You want me to place that individually? Can't hold shift to click and drag? That... eh. Okay, if you insist, game. Okay, so I assume they're just getting water. Although... let's just pause here for a second. Devil Dawn, thank you very much for that 5-pack, by the way. Greatly appreciate that. Quantity in Q 0. So I need you to not do this. I need you to make flour. Select a quantity to produce. Let's say make 40 flour. So then do I need to make another manufacture building and set that to baking? Because that seems a little clunky. Is there somebody even working here? Now I guess there is. Curious if they're actually gonna go do that. I'm also seeing this person just like moonwalking. And then you make bread. I'll just try and have 20. Let's see if any of that works. Except for the people's... I mean, the people's grunts just sound like whoever made this game recorded it on a microphone in a bedroom. Like, honestly, those are kind of charming to me. I think it looks a lot better when it's not in winter time. 56 seconds left in the hype train chat. This game very much, to me, seems style over substance, and I question the style due to the fact that when I see these guys, I go, okay, are these all Cinti assets? Because they very well might be. I can't find any storage. Okay, I guess we need more stockpiles. Also, it's a little odd because, like, there's stockpiles, but I haven't found any additional places to put things. It's just stockpiles. Like, can I make a zone or something? Harvest, housing. That's managing. Yes, that. Like, I can't make that bigger. Like, that's the only size I get? Like, are you for real? I mean, I guess then. We'll just do that. Because, like, what else am I going to do? Also, I wonder if they can reach the one in the middle. Thank you very much, Darius. Appreciate you, man. And thanks, chat, for the 15 subscriptions. Okay, so that is like fixing my scores, just doing that. What are we up to? Got more cereal. The real question is, are you making grain? Because you take cereal and make flour, but you're thirsty and not getting water, and I don't appear to have a way to make a well, at least not at the moment. I am trying to, sell wood and stone. Let's just go into here and mine more stone. Whoopsies. mine more stone, which I don't seem to have infinite of. So that's going to run out inevitably, I guess. But we got fuckloads of wood, so I guess that's good. What time of year is it? It's early winter? Medium winter, okay. Still in the year 420. I really am curious to see if the world, if it turns into the year 421, or if it stays the year 420. Yeah, it I'm not gonna go accusing a game of being vibe coded, but I think in a screenshot, it looks really nice. The more I look at it, the more it just kind of starts to feel like kind of an amalgamous blob of things that don't have a lot of coherence. And like the fact that it seems like, I could be very wrong here, but it seems like these are your manufacturing things, and for all intents and purpose, most of your recipes are kind of done in these buildings, which is weird. Like, why don't I have like some specialized buildings for things? Like, I guess I at this point, outside of the fact that in screenshots, not during the winter, this game looks really, really nice. The rest of the time, it just kind of looks, nah. Especially when you start seeing people like scuffing through things, and then when like all the fields start dying and losing HP when you hit the winter, like there's a lot of things here that just feel very amateur and not thought out, if nothing else, which kind of sucks. I don't want to feel that way, but at the same time, it's also extremely early access, so it's like, okay, how much of this is placeholder and intended to be improved upon? But like, you know, they're wandering and have nothing to do, so they just like find a corner and have a rave. That makes it look like they're bugged and not looking for a task to complete. So I don't know. I do kind of like the focus on the economy, but like even that also seems kind of scuffed from what I can tell. But let's see. Let's just get a little bit more research done and see where we end up. Because like now I have hydraulics apparently, so let's see what that gives me. No new major buildings. If I go to... Does it give me a well? Like, what did that give me? Sure, but like, what did that unlock? Oh, can't afford that one, right? Oh, I see. Huh. Okay. Yeah. I don't know, chat. A fountain. I have seen that asset before. And a smaller fountain. Yeah. I think our time is maybe better spent elsewhere, chat. That's a bummer. What do you think, chat? Am I on the money or am I missing something? Like, I kind of want to see the point where we hit baddies, but like... I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. Do I need to tell it where to take from? Do I need to then separately? I mean, where else am I supposed to put the open air crapper? The real question is, why are the plants on fire? Oh, I know why. Because that's the brazier. Did I just fail? Oh, I did. All right. I think that is my time to say, I don't think I can recommend this, chat. I mean, maybe I just suck, and that's certainly possible. Maybe I just don't get it. But, like, I really like the look of the worlds it's generating. I don't think the mechanics currently stand up at all. I think, like, yeah, the water looks awesome, and the environments look nice. But there's just not enough going on here. I don't know. I think phone games and PC games is kind of a moot point in the current year. Like, that's a very 2010 comparison thing to make. Like, and purely due to the fact that, like, I don't know. What's the name of that fucking game? Those Hoyoverse games run on phones. Those don't look like console games. Fucking Red Dead Redemption runs on phones. If you are a Netflix subscriber, you can go grab Red Dead Redemption right now and play it on your phone. So in that world, calling a game a phone game is like kind of silly. But yeah, I mean, if you're saying it's a phone game as in like there isn't a lot going on, then like yeah, I would tend to agree with that. Yeah, I don't know. Meh. That's all I got. I think it's time to swap games, chat. In the cloud, still runs on a phone. I think it's streamed, yeah. But I mean, like Resident Evil runs natively on a phone. It's like Resident Evil 7, I think, or maybe it's the 4 remake. One of those runs natively on a phone, and I remember it like caused a bunch of a kerfuffle because like it cost them like several $1 million to make and sold less than like 10,000 copies. Yeah, many phones are actually more powerful than most people's PCs. But I don't know. There's a demo for this. Go try it if you're curious. I'm gonna give this a solid 2 to 3 years of development before I take a look at it. Yeah, it's like there could be something here, and it's just a lot of it either feels placeholder, which in a game that's for sale makes it feel cheap, or like maybe should be on itch and not Steam, you know? But like I would kind of expect a game that was kickstarted in 2022 to have a bit more of a, like, I don't mind bugs. Bugs are one thing, but I want to see a game loop. I don't see a game loop here. I just see an aesthetic, and the aesthetic's pretty good. But at that point, I'd rather just have a diorama builder. You know, like these little walls and stuff looks really nice. Like there's obviously the ability to make really cool little buildings, but like I need a loop. I need a loop. I don't see a loop. Good luck, Earth of Oryn. You might be in for me at some point, but not right now. Let's go play some Songs of Six. Just gonna go to this scene while I set things up behind the scenes. Harbity barbity. Play the demo. It bugs you that roads don't connect. They do, but not on all terrain